Hello and welcome to the Denasha Harrison Show here on Intellectual Radio, where you feed your brain with the information that is on this platform. I am so happy to be back in the studio. I'm so happy to be back on Intellectual Radio. So it's been, I think, 2 weeks since the last time I was on the show. So thank you all for those who have supported me. I'm going to talk a little bit about what's going on in Dalton in the campaign, and I'm going to talk about why I was gone for a couple of weeks. So I've had a lot of conversations, and I'm gonna try to do an hour. I'm not 100%. I'm not gonna push this, but I just thought that it was really important to get on the air and talk about my blessings and talk about some of the politics that we're experiencing while we do the Rebuild in Dalton campaign. I've had a lot of conversations from um, on today. I'll just talk about today. A lot of conversations today about this campaign, and I agreed that I would talk about the campaign first, and then tackle um, the my health situation towards the end of the show. But I'm not feeling that in my spirit right now. I have to thank those who have helped me get through what I was going through. So I'm gonna touch a little bit on it, and I might touch on it towards the end of the show. I'm gonna try my best to do an hour. Um, if it's okay with you, I might do less, but I'm gonna talk about it. So I was diagnosed with stage one cancer in my kidneys. So, well, one of my kidneys. So the way it happened, I went to the hospital to get a checkup. Routine stuff. Um, there was some other things that were bothering me, and you know, I need to lose a little weight. Get that fatty liver down. So I'm like, okay, cool. Things are reversible. Run a little bit more. Um, Focus on the diet a little bit more. You know, Eat a little bit less. But I got a call that they found a mass in my kidney. So I'm like, okay, well, not sure what's going on with that because I have normal kidney function. I don't have any issues with my health in that area. So after Christmas, so December 27th, I believe there was a biopsy done. And then January, either 3rd or 4th, I want to say January 4th, they found that the mass in my kidneys was cancerous. So, went through the process of moving forward to get that taken care of. I consider myself to be a very private person about a lot of things. There's some things that I'll talk about all day, put out there in public, but I consider myself to be a very private person when it comes to my health and those other things. And I'll talk about it all day long about your health being your wealth. I've said it on the show often, and I'll continue to talk about it. But at the end of the day, we're talking about my health now. So, you know, I'm I don't drink like that. I don't smoke like that, and I don't have those habits. So it's like, why me? Well, I realized that you hear all the stories about it, and I realized that you know cancer is no respecter of persons. It's a disease that really really sucks, and it can strike at any given time in any type of way. And of course, there are different lifestyle changes that you can do. There's different things that you can implement in your diet in your life to try to help avoid those things. But it was just one of those things. I asked the doctor, "Hey, how is it that I came about getting this?" Um, and they couldn't point to any specific reason why they found cancer in my kidneys. So February, I had an operation. Shout out to the VA, and I put a little bit of this on Facebook Live a few days ago. But shout out to the VA for 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 helping me go through what I had to get through. Shout out to my family. Special shout out to Vanessa for helping me get through. Um, so I just want to start with that because the things that you are capable of doing, um, just getting up, walking around, um, you got a great health history. Well, you have such a major surgery, like kidney surgery. Um, it it knocks you down for a while. Again, still, I'm not at 100%, uh, but I felt like it was important to get in here and talk about this. Now, I've talked to some people about talking about the campaign first, and I felt like it was important for me to lead with why I've been absent, and I'm going to go into why a lot of people haven't seen me out and about. You know, I'm on the ticket of the Rebuilding Dalton campaign, myself and Cassandra Hobson Jordan. One of the things that she likes to do is knock on a lot of doors. And she did that last weekend. She's going to do that this weekend. And as much as I want to be out there, I'm going to try my best to get out and do as much as I can between now and April 1st. The reason that I'm leading with the situation about my health, and again, thank all of you who've called and supported. Over 600 or close to 600 people have reached out, showing love and support. Um, Out of all the people that have reached out and supported me, checked on me, thank you so much. And there's more to come. You got checkups moving forward and things of that nature. But the surgery was a success. I'm just in the recovery stage right now. I never thought that I would be looking forward to getting back to work. Um, but I am looking forward to getting back to work. I'm looking forward to getting back in the gym. I'm looking forward to getting back um, to doing the things that I need to do to stay healthy and to do the things that I need to do to ensure that people uh, are aware of the different things that they can do to ensure that they put their health first. I'm leading with this because I believe that it's important to work at the things that you feel matter most. Nothing's more important than your health. Not a campaign to run for trustee of Dalton or anywhere else. Um, the different activities that you feel like you should still be doing, you have to put your health first. And I'm putting my health first. I care about Dalton. There's been many conversations about who I'm running on the ticket with and people's opinion about how they feel she rubs people the wrong way, um, how we're not going to vote for you because you're on a ticket with her, or we're not going to vote for her because she's on a ticket with you. All I can say to that is this: if you got a question for me about what my motives are running for a trustee in Dalton, running on the rebuilding campaign ticket, I'm available to have those conversations. I cannot and will not speak into the opinions of people concerning how they're concerning how they're feeling about um, their role with with their path to vote, how they should be voting, um, why they feel the way they feel. I'm not the easiest person to get along with. I've had my moments where I've been um, looking for the right words. How I've been misunderstood because of my tone. How I've been accused of confronting people when I wasn't even in a room. It's a part of the process, and I understand that it's a part of the process. But I would like to continue to focus on the needs of the people in the village where I live in and the opportunity to serve the people from that position as a trustee. If I don't win the seat as a trustee in Dalton, that does not mean that I will stop fighting for the people. I've lived a life of service. I continue to live a life of service. I will continue to live a life of service, winner of the seat or not. I think it's important for people to understand that there's people out there, whether in the legislative body or outside of the legislative body, that cares more about the issues in Dalton than the actual position that they're running for and that they're fighting for. Um, I'm I'm easy on a lot of things because of my experiences, and what I mean by that is this: I've been in situations to where, and I've said this before, I've been in certain situations where I feel no one else should be in when it comes to serving, your nation at the highest of levels, um, serving the communities beyond, beyond the borders of this country, serving, you know, in places where um, it wouldn't be considered fit to live in. I've had experiences being uncomfortable with decisions that have had to be made for the good of the whole, if you will. And I understand that it's not easy to serve sometimes, but I've served and I've survived. And I believe that the reason that I've survived while serving my country is because I've put my country first. I've put my communities first. And sometimes it may be uncomfortable. I understand that people have a lot of passion about things, especially if they've been through administrations like the Henyard administration, for example, that currently Dalton is still in. A lot of people feel that she was the answer to a lot of the issues that Dalton was going through before I got there. But it seems that the majority of people feel like she was not the right answer, and they thought that she would be. And so you don't have a lot of people who voted for her in the primary. I want to say it was like 580 something people, and Jason House got over 5,000 or close to it. And I believe that that's indicative of the people's voice being heard. Hey, this is what I want my village to look like. A lot of drama came to the village under the Henyard administration. I've said it before and I'll say it again, and I'm sure I'll have conversations after this show. I don't believe it just takes one person to right the ship. And because of that, I'm willing to work with anybody who's willing to work with me about coming up with solutions for what's going on in Dalton. There are businesses that are needed in Dalton. There's a tax base that's almost non existent. Not only are businesses needed in Dalton, but black businesses are needed in Dalton because the majority of Dalton is black. And I believe that when you recycle your dollars in the community, you don't have to recycle them two, three, four, 5 times with businesses that don't have a vested interest in where they're actually doing business in. If you have the people of Dalton who have opportunities to do business, have opportunities to get the loans that they would need to establish viable businesses in the community, your dollars are going to recycle in the community and back into your business. If you have outside businesses that aren't really invested in the community, that come in and set up in your community, your dollar is not going to only recycle uh, into that business, but it runs the risk of going outside of that community to serve other interests concerning those businesses that have come from other areas to come in and set up in your community. So I believe it's very important that we do have businesses to come in and invest. But most importantly, we need businesses that are based in Dalton by people who live in Dalton. And that is one of the things that I'm looking forward to continuing to talk about and address. I did a video. Um, I believe the house was on Oak Street, so it just came about. Cassandra Hobson Jordan was calling to check on me to see how my recovery was going. We were having conversations, and she wanted me to see the different areas within Dalton that has not been addressed. according to her understanding and mine. So as we went around taking a look at different places, um, the conversation came up about doing a Facebook live video so that the people can see the condition of this particular house within the community. The neighbor of that house stated that he actually has spent several years trying to address the issues that was going on with that house. When that video was posted, my attitude was, hey, listen, these are the things that we need to show the people within Dalton, the people outside of Dalton who might want to invest. These are some of the challenges that we're facing. If you got 99 things that are right, that one thing that's wrong can still affect the community in a negative way. So you have to jump on these type of things and address these things within your community. That is what I believe. And I am open to having that conversation to talk about the how to's. Someone commented about that video. Do you expect for Dalton to purchase all of these dilapidated homes, and if they do, where they're going to get the money from? Those are great questions. I don't know if this house is on a land bank, if somebody specifically owns this house, or if this house belongs to the village. I don't know. But what I do know is that it's a situation concerning that house that's a possible health risk because of all the pestilence that's actually taking refuge in that structure, and that it should be talked about and that it should be addressed. And if it's being stirred up and a lot of people don't feel that it was the right way to go about getting things done, I understand. And I'm open to conversation on how we can move forward and get to yes. I'm not combative when it comes to solutions. Not at all. I understand that my character has been attacked, and it's going to continue to be attacked because that's just how some people think. I don't take offense because you're passionate about how you feel your village needs to change. I don't take offense if you're passionate about how you feel things should be done. There's a lot of people that have a lot of truths that I don't have because they've lived there longer than I have. Cassandra Hobson Jordan has lived there for 17 years. There's some things that she understands about the village that I don't. There's some things that she's brought up to people's attention that that I haven't had privy to because again, my time in the village. I have ideas, I have questions, I have potential solutions, and I am willing to work with those who are willing to work with me to work for the people of the village of Dalton. That's where I stand, and that's where I'll always stand. I talked about a hate train a while back. A lot of people were trying to bait um, myself and Cassandra on talking negative about Jason House or talking negative about Tiffany Henyard. Um, there have been videos, there have been comments, there have been conversations. Uh, some people think that her pointed way of doing things is disrespectful. That how she talks should be addressed because if she's running for public office, how there needs to be a certain way that she talks to the people. If you're offended by how she's talked to you, if you're offended by some of the actions, all I can tell you from this seat, from this microphone, is that she is accessible. If you never met her, have a conversation with her. If you have met her and you've had a conversation with her and she's not your cup of tea, then you have a right to do whatever you feel you need to do when it comes to your vote. We are on the same ticket. We have a lot of the same views. I'm not going to try to distance myself from someone that I don't agree 100% with because of the attacks that are coming in to this process due to how politics work. There's a lot of things that I can shake off and that I'll continue to shake off. There's a lot of things that I want to focus on for the village. If you want to lump us in on 100% of everything, that's your choice to do. If you want to try to divide us because you feel like there's something that I am not doing, um, in your opinion, the right way, and you feel like I should be doing things in a different way. So if you want to try to, separate the issues, you're entitled to that, because you understand the way you understand about the things that we're putting on the table and talking about. A lot of people want to know the very specifics about what I'm going to do should I win the seat as a trustee. How am I going to get in there and shake things up and change things? If it doesn't need to be shaken up, I'm not going to try to shake anything up, because while I'm spending time trying to shake something, the people aren't getting their needs met. I've tried to talk to trustees, and I'm still continuing to try to talk to anybody that's willing to talk to me about how I can bring solutions to the table to take care of the business of the people in Dalton. Some people have been cordial, others have not. Some people have had conversations with me, others refuse to shake my hand. I'm okay with that, because your opinion is what it is. As I continue to move forward to April 1st, even beyond April 1st, I'm still going to represent the village that I live in. I live in Dalton. Some people claim that they live in Dalton, but they do not. I'm learning about Dalton. I've talked to different business owners in Dalton, and I've got a more clearer understanding about the things that they've gone through. And I've listened to the people tell me what they feel their village needs. I can't speak specific legislation because I'm not a legislator. And there's things that are open for public record that's available to me, like it's available to the other people in Dalton, people outside of Dalton. You can research information that you may have questions about to give you a better understanding of who you feel is the right candidate to vote for, whether it be mayor or whether it be the trustees. I said it before, I'm on Team Dalton. Now, if that means that I don't agree with everything that Cassandra has to say or what Jason has to say, I don't agree because either A, I don't understand, or B, it's just my opinion. And I'm going to give account to why I feel like I don't agree with anybody that's a part of the legislative processes concerning the race for mayor and the race for trustee in Dalton. So far, I have agreed with Cassandra Hobson Jordan on how she feels the village direction needs to go in. So far, I have agreed. I've agreed with the fact that businesses have to come in and establish themselves and continue to put dollars into the community. I've agreed about how there needs to be transparency beyond the investigation that Lori Lightfoot's firm has done. I agreed that there needs to be more transparency. There needs to be more fiscal responsibility. There needs to be more details. Without facts and without the time to review the facts, it's very easy for us to get wrapped up into our opinions. Very easy. It's very easy for us to get stressed over the candidate that we want to win. I encourage each and every one of you continue to look at the facts. Continue to take a look at those things which you actually know about before you start talking about them and blogging about them and fighting over them and stressing over them. And I'm talking to everyone that's going to look at this, that's looking at this now and that's going to look at this later. But I'm pointing the fingers at me myself. Before I start blasting, you know, trustees about things, I got questions. Just like I had questions about the Hinyard administration. That I had so many questions before I knew what was going on. I had so many questions and the questions weren't answered. I started to do my research and I found out what the answers were to those questions that I had. Um, I don't have an ulterior motive beyond taking care of the business. If you feel that I should be doing something different, then let it be something that's about the people. Let it be about the facts. I'm your partner. I want to partner with you. I want to help get the village to a higher level and get rid of the debt that they're in. I want the business to be taken care of that's actually on the slate for the business to be taken care of. I'm not going to fight with somebody because I don't feel like um, they see things my way if me fighting them means that I'm not taking care of the business for the people. If you're a servant of the people, then you need to serve. Everybody's not going to get things their way. I haven't seen everybody get things their way when it comes to a lot of things, but you can all move in the right direction with each other to get things done, to take care of business. So that's my opinion about it. I know a lot of people want me to go into more specifics about how I feel about Jason House or how I feel about my running mate, Cassandra Hobson Jordan, how I feel about the trustees. Who is it that didn't shake your hand? Who is it that said this and said that? That's not putting any positive vibes out there, and that's not addressing the issues. If you want to talk to me about an argument with somebody, if you want me to show up for that fight, I'm not going to take on that fight because that's wasting time for the people, in my opinion. Now, if you feel like I'm wrong, hey, let's discuss it. But I'm not going to fight with you. I'm trying to serve you. I'm not going to throw you under the bus or put some screws to you because I got a gotcha moment. How's that helping the people? That ain't who I am. You want to fight, you want to argue, you want to, you know, do the gotcha moments and things like that. That's not what I'm. That's not what I'm running for. Uh, that's not what I'm here for. So there's clarification that sometimes would be needed when people shine a negative light on you or have a negative opinion about you. And I just really think that facts are important. I also think that Dalton has to um, get it together for April and beyond. I think that it's important for Dalton to work together because when you are simulating around a situation that's taking a village backwards, you have a community that's being beat down and it needs strong leadership. Uh, it needs to be leadership based on principles and values. I said it before and I'll say it again. It takes a whole legislative body. It's not just one person that sinks the ship or one person that turns the ship around. It takes a legislative body and a legislative process. Now, some can argue that that's what the current trustees have done or been trying to do, and others can argue that they haven't done anything at all. So, the receipts, the facts will show, has shown that more work from the legislative body could have been done to thwart some of the situations that the village is currently going through now. And if there's people who won't admit that that's the truth, then let's have a conversation about it. But again, assimilating in a negative direction is not something that the village needs. The village needs leadership that has principles and values that will serve the people. I believe that. And while a lot of people are arguing amongst themselves about, um, what social media platform are we going to use to call this person out today, or um, while people are talking about how they're going to keep up with, what's going on with the Joneses. Um, the federal government is gutting our Department of Education. Um, the civil rights and economics, the civil rights and economic gains from the '60s, specifically 1964, is currently under attack. We're arguing about peanuts when it comes to your emotions instead of facts. But overall, our nation and our history as Black people in this country is being under attack. Brown versus the Board of Education um, is under attack, y'all. There are vouchers um, being argued in legislative bodies in various states about educational vouchers. Those vouchers are being implemented in state law, and what that means is that the education that our people deserve for a better America is being erased by legislative processes that we are not involving ourselves in. A lot of people stayed home. A lot of people felt like Project 2025 was not real. From day one of this current president, there's things being implemented that are not good for our nation, especially people of color. These are the things that we can focus better on and better combat when we come together in the village that we live in. So I would ask and encourage folks to be honest with your fight with me. Be honest with your fight concerning Cassandra Hobson Jordan. Be honest. Be honest. Sometimes you'll get a question and that question won't get answered the way you want it answered. And that's understood. Some people are more articulate than others when they ask their questions, and some people are more articulate than others when they answer. I get that, but I believe that we all owe each other honest assessments about who can do the job better when it comes to the village. And again, we have to be on one accord in that village, in our village. We have to be on one accord because there's so many other things that are affecting us in so many other ways on a bigger scale. So, wanted to share a little bit of that with you. I really appreciate you tuning in. I want to take a short break, and then when I come back from the short musical break, I'm going to talk a little bit more about politics. I'm going to talk a little bit more about some things that's on my mind, other things that's on my mind. So, thank you for joining the Danash Harrison Show. I'll be back with you shortly. Welcome back to the Denasha Harrison Show here on Intellectual Radio, where you feed your brain. I really do appreciate all the comments. I just got read a whole lot of comments in the queue because from where I'm sitting, I can't see the questions that have been answered or the statements that have been made. I am laid back. I am approachable. I am willing to answer the questions that you all are answering. I've answered some of those questions. I am not drinking the water. We've had many conversations about my opinion, and I'm going on air about my opinion. And if you don't like it, I can understand why you wouldn't. I feel like some of you already have your mind made up, and that you are offended or upset because of the questions that are being asked of your current legislators. I get it. I don't take it personal, or nor will I. Um, if you feel like I'm not representing uh, myself in the way that I should, or if you feel like I'm not able to represent the village, then you've spoken and you'll speak with your vote. And again, I respect that. I respect the fact that you can vote for whoever you choose to vote for. All I can do is state my case. I don't think that the person that I'm running with uh, is what you all said that she was or say that she is. Respectfully, I feel like again, you should look at the facts. I've I've um, I've said that before, and I'll continue to say it. I don't um, again. I don't take it personal, and I won't. There's too many important things to focus on. Again, I've talked about fiscal transparency. I've talked about um, ensuring that the people um, understand where their tax dollars are going. I've spoken on businesses needing to come into the community, and there's actually been meetings with different businesses that want to come into the community here in Dalton. And you're asking for details on things that people may or may not be in the position to give you answers on. You want to talk to me one on one, you're always welcome to. I'm always open. I'm gonna keep smiling, and I'm gonna um, keep doing the things that I need to do, um, that I think is important for the people. And I just hope that you all get on board and see beyond your anger, see beyond your um, disapproval, and take a look at the things that are more important than that. I don't feel that people who have called me friend in the past before this broadcast are anything other than that. You all have your opinions, and I respect your opinions. Um, if you considered yourself to be, a champion of the people before, uh, then that's something for you that I guess doesn't change. But I don't see you champion. I don't see you as a champion of the people if you just want to continue to kick up bullshit. I just don't. Earl, I'll pay that fine. Uh, but you got to realize that you actually got people that's trying to help, and because their opinion is different from yours, it doesn't make them your enemy. Um, I know that the people that are listening, and I know that the people that are commenting are very intelligent people. I feel like it's unfortunate that those who are intelligent enough to see through the BS, that they're choosing to continue to kick up BS instead. So I appreciate you all actually um, caring about my health. For those of you who made the comments, I'm thankful again to be able to do this much. I didn't think that I'd be able to stay on air for this long to talk this much about the issues. But again, I'm on my way back. I appreciate all the love and support that I've received so far concerning my health, concerning the campaign, and I'm going to continue to ask that you all uh, support the Rebuilding Dalton campaign. Um, Even if you're outside of the village, even if you're outside the state, if there's things that you want to know about being able to do to help, to volunteer, please don't hesitate to ask. Please get in touch with us so we can get those signs out, knock on those doors. I appreciate the people that came out on my behalf last weekend because, again, I'm not moving around like I would like to, but I appreciate the people coming out to represent the campaign by knocking on doors and getting the word out. So, um, thank you for continuing to support. Thank you for all the welcome backs. Thank you for the love. And again, if you want to have a conversation, I'm open and I'm willing to have a conversation. Um, I hope that we continue to cut through the BS. And if you feel like I'm a corporate of the BS, let's talk about it. Let's have a conversation. I'm here. So, but I would encourage, grown folk to be on grown folk business and to continue to move the purpose of having elected officials in in the seat. That purpose needs to be the focus. It needs to be the specific reason as to why you're spending time trying to get the word out or trying to get your opinion out. If you really care about the people, then continue to talk about the facts. So I'm really happy that I'm back. I'm looking forward to next Wednesday. Next Wednesday, we'll talk a little bit more about politics and other things that are going on not only in the community of Dalton but in other areas in the Chicagoland area. I'll have a guest list that I need to get put together. I've kind of put some things on ice because of my health, but I'm hoping to have that guest list put together so that we can go ahead and get people back on the show that have things that matter to them that they want to discuss. So, thank you for joining me. Thank you for the welcome backs. Thank you for the well wishes. Thank you for the comments, good or bad, because you're expressing your opinion, and I really appreciate that. And I would ask that you continue to do so. So, you have been listening to the Denasha Harrison Show here on Intellectual Radio. Thank you for joining me on Facebook Live. Again, this is something that we're going to do more of as far as Facebook Live, things of that nature. We'll do more of that on the Denasha Harrison Show, getting videos in from time to time. So thank you for listening to the Denasha Harrison Show here on Intellectual Radio. Looking forward to joining you next time. And thank you very much. Talk to you soon.